repatriation flights of Venezuelans deported out of Phoenix, Arizona, into the international airport of Simon Bolivar at Maiquetía have been rescheduled upon request of the FAA Federal Aviation Administration. Thus concludes the warning on using Venezuelan airspace, as even Eastern Airlines LLC from the United States is using Venezuelan airspace for scheduled deportation operations, while international traffic of other airlines is also getting normalized, with the exception of those airlines that chose not to use Venezuelan airspace and whose concession for performing business activities in passenger connectivity have been permanently cancelled. Market is full of other airlines that are likely to fulfill those routes between Venezuela and various foreign countries. Yesterday, passengers from Mexico were also deported into Venezuela, and they arrived through Conviasa. Heartfelt congratulations have been extended from Venezuela and from CARICOM countries to the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, who was re-elected and has shown to be a loyal member of ALBA. And we also congratulate the national days of Arab Emirates and Laos. The Friends of United Nations Charter produced an extensive diplomatic note warning the international community on the unfeasibility of a new war in the Caribbean, and they respectfully suggest that the United States should change course, as various human rights violations are being committed in the Caribbean in an attempt of a regime change operation that is not authorized at the Charter of United Nations. Secretary of State Marco Rubio appeared on Hannity, Fox News shows, and is vaguely conceding that the regime change operation on Venezuela is likely to fail. Conversations between Presidents Maduro and Trump are likely to be translated by Marco Rubio himself. Both Donald Trump and Nicolás Maduro have finally released scant details on that phone call. However, it is clear that the door has been opened for further negotiations. While Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Defense, is consumed in political battles between Republicans, Democrats, and supporters of human rights, which makes it unlikely that he will be able to order anything substantial, considering that Pete Hegseth is now trying to blame guilt of human rights violations to his staff of admirals and generals. Economic warfare continues developing at full force, with the Delaware court selling at bargain price to a speculative hedge fund our Venezuelan PDVSA-owned Citgo refinery and gas stations, which had traditionally been PDVSA's greatest investments outside of the Venezuelan territory. Citgo was managed by the National Assembly of the year 2015, which has long ago ceased to function, but was a direct recipient of funds blocked by United States and Europe from the Venezuelan government. During the last few years, revenues of Citgo were used by regime change delinquents, all of whom will now be processed and are likely to never return to Venezuela. Venezuelan gold reserves remain locked in the Bank of England. News cycle appears to have extinguished supply of news about war on Venezuela, while there is still an anxiety for such war on Venezuela to occur. The possibility of initiating such war remains unlikely. Donald Trump has diluted the possibility by addressing readiness of United States lethally attacking countries such as Colombia, which produces cocaine, or maybe Mexico, which transports fentanyl with Chinese-made precursors. However, main issue of Donald Trump with Venezuela remains deportations. As long as Venezuela continues receiving deported nationals, it is unlikely that United States will bother. Donald Trump has a necessity of blocking political asylum and deporting all Venezuelan nationals out of the United States. And Venezuela will contribute with Donald Trump, as we would like to remind the international community that opposition parties from the Democratic Unity Roundtable mood during many years insinuated that Venezuelans were not supposed to live in Venezuela because Venezuela is a terrible and horrible country, and that life in the international community, in contrast, would be preferable. So waves of immigrants left Venezuela and are now preparing to be deported out of the United States, so it is necessary to increase the number of repatriation flights, and the governments of the United States and Venezuela are likely to continue personalized negotiations. A personal summit between Presidents Trump and Maduro is most desirable outcome and should be a beacon of foreign policy of both United States and Venezuela during the next few weeks. Venezuela's relations with Iran and China are being stressed out in recent days. Venezuela's foreign minister met with both the Chinese ambassador and the Iranian ambassador. Iran has been particularly loud in denouncing in all international community diplomatic gatherings that Venezuela's plight of being threatened militarily by the United States is unacceptable. Iran is used to that situation, and we should both unite forces to combat United States expansionism worldwide. And the Chinese foreign minister in Beijing pronounced a speech in Chinese stressing that foreign interference of United States in domestic Venezuelan affairs continues to be unacceptable under any pretext. Communities between Caracas and La Guaira state, which hosts International Airport of Maiquetía and Port of La Guaira for international connectivity with the Caribbean, remains at highest stage of alert, and all our recently deployed missiles, drones, aircraft, and warboats are ready at a moment's notice to retaliate any aggression Venezuela might receive from offensive United States. None of that has been necessary so far, as United States has not dared to initiate a regime change war. Our sister country of Honduras, however, increases its political crisis as after a few days, the Electoral National Council has been unable to pronounce a definite winner of presidential elections. Three main contenders simultaneously claim victory, while Rixi Moncada proposes arguments suggesting that there was fraud counting, even though results remain partial and have not been 100% totalized. Further comments on Honduras must be held in standby, waiting for additional electoral information. Christmas is arriving. December is the coldest month in Caracas, and it's actually a little bit cold in this tropical city and country. It is necessary to wear sweaters, while the rest of the year climate is mild or hot. It is a short change extending to January, while in February heat regains ground. Christmas music is on the radio, and supermarkets are already offering delicacies that will be consumed in feasts with family and friends, praising God for the privilege of having arrived to this time of the year gracefully, peacefully, and looking forward to a year 2026 that will hopefully extinguish these concerns on having to fight a war. It will be interesting to monitor information providers from the international community. How long will they be able to continue pushing the war on Venezuela narrative, as it is becoming increasingly clear that such war is being successfully averted? United States ship Gerald Ford is serving its last few weeks in the Northern Caribbean and Western Atlantic Ocean, and is quite likely to return to Norfolk for Christmas, as there have been no military news of interest during the last few days. It is true that Pete Hegseth went to Dominican Republic during Thanksgiving, and he provided a speech on board of USS Gerald Ford. But we have heard no significant military news ever since. Most likely scenario would be some sort of restriction being passed at United States Congress or Senate for avoiding war on Venezuela. Objectives are not being met, while human rights condemnations are just getting started. If Pete Hegseth, however, manages to remain as Secretary of Defense, it will be a great achievement, as he is probably feeling that any day can be his last day on the job. Witkoff and Putin have been speaking extensively during the last few days in Moscow. They have agreed, and whatever Witkoff and Putin decided will be applied upon Ukraine. Zelensky somehow has managed to remain as president of Ukraine. His cabinet seems dissolved. His army has been depleted, and the fall of Kiev is expected during the next few weeks. Venezuela's National Assembly will soon cease operations for the remainder of 2025, and new National Assembly, which was actually voted in fair elections during this year 2025, will initiate dealings on January 5th, 1 month from now. Opposition leaders such as Enrique Capriles will be present at the new National Assembly, ensuring the beginning of a new era of peace. 1,863 days are left until inauguration of next president of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, after the 2030 elections, and the new president will assume power on January 10th, 2031. Venezuela's military and economic relationship with Russia continues strengthening. We will still need a few weeks or months of further fortifying our frontiers, borders, and coasts until peaceful environment for business is regained, so that we can restart dealings in the various light, medium, and heavy crude oil fields available throughout western, eastern, and southern Venezuela. An accountability of rare earth has not been conclusively processed, and it would be nice if in the year 2026 we formally begin a credible, environmentally aware extraction program for such rare earth and related downstream industries that could help us develop. The pace of devaluation of the Venezuelan Bolivar has been concerning during the last few weeks. Especially, there is a differential between the official rate at 249 bolivars per dollar and the cryptocurrency USDT rate, which is set to 390 bolivars per dollar. This 140 bolivars per dollar difference is significant and cumbersome for exchange rate operations. Pricing of goods is extremely difficult, and many businesses are reverting to usage of official exchange rate for formal purposes, but offering discounts whenever payment is provided in cash greenbacks. It is necessary that free market and official exchange rates converge, but for that to happen, we must continue providing foreign income to our economy. However, there are signs that de-dollarization has started to happen. Much Venezuelan oil is being sold to China in non-dollar currencies, and the Venezuelan central bank is urged to initiate foreign exchange transactions in various currencies additional to the United States dollar, and in general, there should be a way to de-dollarize prices in Venezuela, as the United States dollar may soon be no longer the main foreign currency available. Venezuela should militarily or strategically defeat United States war as soon as possible, so that we can revert to addressing challenges provided by economic war. As soon as we start international trade in bolivars, yuans, rupees, rubles, and other currencies, and the Central Bank of Venezuela is able to simultaneously deal with a basket of currencies, a long-term equilibrium should be sought, and Venezuelans would finally be liberated from having to think all of our transactions in United States dollars. Sovereignty of a country should also be dictated economically without having to tie our economy and price system to the currency of the enemy that wishes to destroy your population, your resources, and your country. Clear boundaries of legal actions and military deployments of both United States and Venezuelan fleet in the Caribbean Sea should be addressed in forthcoming days, as abundant Russian equipment is already available that is changing forever the balance of power in spheres of influence of Caribbean distinct from North America. It is unclear how United States operations against Colombia would be conducted. President Petro is asking Donald Trump to visit Colombia so that he can see firsthand how cocaine plantations are destroyed through legal means. But in general, information provided by the White House, even though it is extensive in frequent press meetings, substance of what could be done, will be done, or can be done remains insufficient. This year 2025 has been exhausting, and everybody just seems ready to finish up personal and business matters as soon as possible and enjoy festivities so that fresh ideas emerge in January 2026.